Odd Squad. You know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock Central Standard Time on a weekday. And it's Odd Takes. And it's your man, Jerry Bow. And there's soccer. There's Champions League soccer in 1 hour. And I'm hyped up right now because there's a big bet on the horizon. And if you're checking for that, I might just drop it on this stream. But before we do that, I got to get to my man on the left-hand side, Aaron Raybold at Aaron is Blitz. What's happening?
What's up, man? Is it Tuesday already? It's Tuesday. Holy crap. Let's do this.
It's moving quick.
It's moving quick. We got a million things to get to. We didn't get to half to what we wanted to yesterday. We got even more today because, you know, some people like to run their mouths. That's going to get them in trouble. Well, I would say get them in trouble. This person who runs his mouth never gets in trouble. So I don't know what I'm talking. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to get the Odd Squad's thoughts on what went down and what we're going to bring up.
Odd Squad, he's talking about you. Skinny Money. Who we got? Seamonts. Always one team. Alex Villanueva, like always. Joe Hernandez. Last Cause in the house. Virginia Buttonweed. Keith Sager. What up, what up, what up? Yo, yo, yo to all you guys. Phone lines are open, 281-522-6336. If you want to get in at any point and you want to talk about whatever we get to, if you got any input, because that's what this show is for you to get it off your chest. If you're just feeling some type of way over what we're talking and you want to just let it rip, phone lines are open for you. Again, 281-522-6336. Or if you want to get in on the trivia, it's set at $25. Many have tried. Few have tasted triumph. Maybe you can do it here on Odd Takes, but we're going to get to a little bit of everything. We're going to get to the show might run a little short today because I got to run right after the show, probably before the show ends. I'm just running out of here. I got that big soccer game I got to get to. I'm going to watch it somewhere, so I'll be running out of here. I don't know if we can do 2 marble races, so if we do one at halftime, there will be a ticket given out for that Astro shindig since we're only running one, and we got so much to get to. But let's jump right on in without even waiting. Sometimes you can't hope to put your foot in your mouth at some times, and sometimes people blow things out of proportion. So that's why I leave it open. I leave it as in, what side of the fence do you stand on? There's no right or wrong on this show. Whatever you feel, get it off your chest. And we're going to get to Cam Newton. We've heard Cam Newton talk about females before in a way that he doesn't, not so much in the cursing way, but in a way that he views them as, he said that, you know, we're talking about, one time he said females and talking about routes, and that, you know, but basically the females shouldn't be included in that conversation in the way that they talk about it and whatever. Well, now Cam Newton has put his foot in his mouth once again.
I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, you know, girl, I'm a bad bitch. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part.
I like the voice.
But I don't act the part.
Okay.
You know, and it's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bitches in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs. Right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Go ahead, Aaron.
So this is I think he was on the right track at first. I think he so, you know, sometimes when people are starting a conversation, and this always happens when it comes out as controversial or sexist, or some people even throw the word racist out there on certain conversations. This happens. If we go back to the beginning where he starts talking, he goes, look, I saw growing up what a man is supposed to be because I had a strong father figure. That's on the right path. I was with him, and I've watched this clip several times. I want to know where his brain was going with that before the female talk started taking over, because I wanted to hear what he was saying about being. And I haven't listened to this whole episode that he did with I think it was with the guys at Barstool. I haven't. I want to hear what he said of what does a male role model need to be, you know. And it's a good thing. He was very blessed, you know. Probably half the kids in this country don't grow up with a mom and dad in the household. He grew up with a mom, dad, and his grandmother all in the same household, raising him to be a good man. Good for him. But then you got to know, maybe don't run your mouth. Maybe know how to cater to a man's needs. Bitch, you can't cook. Okay, first off, everybody knows on this show, I'm a cook. My wife ain't a cook. I'm a chef. I cook. I don't care about that. You know, does a woman need to know how to cook? No. Is it cool if she does? Cool. I don't care. Honestly, I'm a better chef than, you know, unless you're going to send me up against an actual restaurant chef or a Food Network chef. I can handle my own against anybody's mom or grandmother or wife or girlfriend. I can cook just as good as the rest of them. That's not a man or woman thing. I think what he needed to do was, and again, if I get to play the little conscience in his head, I'm going to go, Cam, what you need to highlight is not only does a woman need to be there for her man, need to know how to support her man, it's a two-way street. You can't have a marriage is a partnership. It's two people. Whether it's a man and a woman, a man and a man, a woman and a woman, whatever. It's two people. It's a partnership of two people. You got to be there for your significant other no matter what. You're always there for your wife. She's always there for you. I'm there for my wife. My wife is there for me. I get it, what you're saying. Oh, you got to be there to support your man. Yeah, you do. But go back to the thought of what's a good man. A good man is there to carry the slack and to be there for his wife too, and be there for his kids and set a good example. That's where I'm at on it.
So do you think it's more the way he worded it? Because maybe it is, okay, if he would have worded that completely different but still trying to make that point in a different fashion, does it make it a little bit different instead of starting it off well and then just saying, if he would have just threw in a few extra things like
he would have, and I think
your
that
man, like your man, you know, like your man's supposed to hold you down, or you know, get you know, however he would have worded it. It just okay. So I saw Lamont post something earlier, and it kind of struck a little nerve here because some people are saying there's another side. There's a side that's also not so much defending him, but saying, what the hell did he say wrong other than the way he worded it? Lamont makes a point. He says, all right, listen to that old Destiny's Child song, Cater to You, which right then and there, it kind of struck a thing. And the whole thing, and I'm not going to sing like Destiny's Child, that's for damn sure. But it says, let me help you take off your shoes and untie your shoestrings and take off your cufflinks. What you want to eat, boo? Let me feed you. Let me run your bath water. What you desire, I'll supply you. So to Lamont's point, he said, hell, when this song came out, all types of women were singing it, weren't they? Like it was a good song. It was like, let me cater to you, to my man. It's just the way that maybe he presented it. And again, I like to, you see how I structure things on this show. I like to structure it to where you're like, well, let's see the other side. What argument do they have on that side? What argument do they have on this side? That's the arguments being made on both sides. One is what Aaron's saying here. One on the other side saying, man, he said it and kind of agreeing to it, and maybe he missaid it, like the way he worded it, but he's right. Some people are saying, man, you shouldn't have gone that route, bro. Like you started off well. I don't know what was the point of this conversation if you were going to start it off with my father this, then you knew that you set yourself up for all right, I'm about to say some bad stuff. You know, when somebody says something, they set it up like, hey, I hate to say this, but you're like, all right, you don't hate to say this. It's about to go down. Just let me know. Did he set it up like that? Like, you know, I was raised in a good, so what's coming next? You know, or like when somebody says somewhat of a racist joke, you know, I got black friends. I was raised by black friends, so I could say this, you know, I could do this. And it's like, all right, I know what's coming. You're about to say something. You're setting yourself up. Was that what he was doing? I don't know, but with his history of this subject, the last thing he needs to be doing is even, and I've heard it. I know a lot of people, and I do too. I don't use the word bitch as a gender specific thing. There's guys that act like bitches. There's girls that act like bitch too. You know, so it's not gender specific, the word bitch. But Cam Newton should have left that word out of any conversation where he's trying to make a valid point on any, right then and there, you're like, all right, Cam, where are you going to go with this? And then he starts to voice, yeah, I'm a bad bitch. And you're like, all right, what are you insinuating here?
So there's also let me peel back the curtain in my broadcast experience. As a broadcast person, as a host, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a radio show, there are certain things that that you've experienced talking to people on the air or been around. You've heard it. Any sports radio show you've listened to, you've heard it, especially when a show's out at Radio Row or a show's out at a boxing event and they're interviewing somebody who's been doing interview after interview after interview. Do I hate what these hosts? So I'm going to lay it out because these two hosts, they could have gone one way or the other. There are two different ways they could have gone. And I think what they did was just option B. Option B is you ask him a question and then you let go of the steering wheel and you let him drive that car wherever the hell he wants. Whether he's going to get you in trouble or whether he's going to get himself in trouble, whatever. But you let somebody like Cam Newton, who's known to say just brash things, whether it's true or not, he's never apologetic about what he says. This is how I feel, and you know what? You don't like it? Tough shit. You let a guy like that take the wheel, and you go, all right, well, whatever he says, we at least might get some good content out of it, which they are. They're getting run everywhere. Tooth Pete's raiding. Thank you, Tooth Pete.
Tooth Pete's in the
Penny,
house.
welcome to the show.
What up, Tooth Pete?
Oh, where's my
fam?
siren?
What's happening? Welcome to the show. If you're not familiar, I'm Jerry Bow. That's Aaron Raybold. We're just trying to talk a little sports and entertainment. We're talking about the Cam Newton situation. The way we do it on this show, we don't try to segregate and point at the other side. We say, hey, this is two sides of the fence. Usually there's two sides, right? There's two pieces to an equation. Well, in this particular one, there's the one that's saying, why the hell would Cam Newton say that, man? He's already said the thing with women in routes. Then all of a sudden he comes out here and now he's using the word bitch. Now he's using this. Now he's saying, man, can't cook. And then there's other ones saying, man, he misworded it, but what did he say that's wrong? There's that other side of the fence saying, well, there's a Destiny's Child song that says cater to you. Go listen to that. And you hear women singing that song. So what's the difference? That's where we are. That's where the line is drawn. What do you want to do with it, Odd Squad? Where do you stand, Odd Squad?
So back to what option A is what I was going to get to real quick. As a host, if you want to not so much protect whoever you're interviewing when you know that they're starting to stick their foot in their mouth, you could start to guide them and you could start asking them leading questions where you're going to say, hey, I'm going to steer this back to the conversation so you don't look like an asshole. So you don't catch all that hate. So you don't catch all that flack. Mm-hmm. I've seen radio hosts. I've worked with radio hosts all over this city who have done it both ways. Some of them, they'll just let go of the steering wheel, let, interview A run his foot in his mouth. And you know what? Hey, we're going to get some quality content out of it. We'll replay it. We'll put it out on social media. We'll get run different websites, Barstool and Larry Brown Sports, stuff like that. And then you get the ones who go, man, I really like this guy. I know this guy, or he seems like a good stand-up person. He's starting to put his foot in his mouth. I'm going to start asking questions that are going to lead back and let him explain himself in more of in a more apologetic way and go, okay, so what you're saying is, and kind of lead them to correct what they were trying to say and to make it more palatable for the general public.
You're right. And this is exactly what this wasn't, because that person could have tried to save him, but this person probably needed the clout somewhat. It's like, man, this right here is going to make some waves. And obviously I've heard it all morning long. And in the time in sports we're in right now, it's like, all right.
But and here's the thing with it. Cam Newton, I'm not going to say he is uncancelable, but he is a few levels down from that, Joe Rogan kind of thing where he'll just say whatever the fuck is on his mind. He doesn't care. He's not going to apologize. And if he does, he's going to give you some bullshit half-hearted apology every time. Yeah, I'm sorry for what I said. He doesn't. People are going to, we're going to teach Cam Newton he's not being an ally to women. Well, guess what? Cam Newton doesn't give a shit if you think he's an ally to women.
He's a super me person.
He's Cam Newton.
He's me.
He's going to do whatever the hell he wants, whether he pisses you off or whether you agree with him. Guess what? Cam Newton is not looking at his phone on Twitter going, oh, hey, 5,000 people agree with me and 30,000 people think I should die. He doesn't care. He's not that guy who's going to stare at his phone. Now, he'll give a shit what you think about his outfit. I've
Not
seen plenty
even
of people
that, though,
making fun
'cause
of him for how he dresses.
He don't give a damn about that,
And
though, because
sometimes
he
he
keeps
doesn't.
doing it.
Sometimes he does it just for the effect.
He don't give a damn what you think about him on the field, obviously, either. You remember the first game Cam came back, right? The last game, the last stint where he came back. This man scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. You remember that? He started doing the Superman. He went over there and handed the ball to the kid. You remember that? And then they got their ass kicked. And then the next game, that boy completed, I think it was 4 passes. He might have been like 4 for 20-something. They took him out of the game. And then there wasn't no taking him out of the game because they're just like, bro, just take a seat. All that happened in about a month span. He came back that first quarter. You remember, I had the Panthers that day. I'll never forget it. I'm driving home from Moneyline and I'm listening and it's like touchdown Cam. I even did the Superman while I was driving down 610. I'm like, yeah, Cam's back. By the time I got home, all hell had broke loose the other way. And there was a game, and then Cam throws a pick at the end of that game. I'll never forget that. In that game, Cam sucked at the end of that game. And then it carried on, and it was all just an illusion what happened in that first damn quarter. But that was Cam, and I guess if you got to make some noise or wave somewhere, this is the way you make them for both sides. Cams don't give a damn what anyone thinks, and that podcast to Aaron's point behind the scenes, you can save somebody if you know they're messing up. You're like, man, hold on, let me save him. You can save somebody, whether it's through trying to change the subject, trying to get them to make their point a little sharper, or even just going to break. As a good producer, sometimes when you see the two hosts going at it, you're like, you know what? I got to intervene something. Let me just go. Let's just get out of here. There's just so many things you can do. And if you feel, and you know the feeling in the air, like, all right, this is going good, this is going bad, they could have saved them for sure. They could have been like, but what you mean, like, is, now if he would have said, no, what I really mean is what I said. Bitch, you know, if he would have said something like that, you're like, whoa. But he could have cleaned that up. He didn't, and this is where we are. Speaking of cleaning up, how do you feel about Adam Schefter's apology?
I think I saw a lot of people dragging him. Oh, he only did it on his podcast so he get more listens. No, he put it out there as a clip on Twitter too. I think it was the right thing to say. Taking the time to make it a long form apology, that rings a lot more solid than his tweet earlier in the day and go earlier in the weekend. So, you know what? I'm sorry. I approached this wrong. There's something to the different mediums. When you read something, you're reading it in your own voice. You get to put your own spin on whatever you want. You get to read it and go, he doesn't sound really genuine. When you hear or watch somebody doing something, that's where you can start to feel more genuineness, that feeling coming through. And I think listening to him and how he did it, it sounded like he was it's starting to click of like, I didn't do it wrong because of the way I said it's. I need to start thinking things differently. Now, is he a good actor? Maybe. Is he gonna? I mean, you got to think he's been doing this job for how many years? Is it gonna be a hard habit to break of just I've got news, tweet it out kind of thing? Maybe, but his actual auditory apology and the auditory statement that he put out actually made me sit back and go, okay. I think he's starting to learn his lesson. I think he's starting to turn a corner and not going to be seen by, God only knows. Players are going to see him still as just the guy who only sees them as a stat line. Fine. It's going to take time to repair that image with the players and with the teams and stuff like that. But I think he's beginning to turn that corner and beginning to go, okay, I need to do something a little bit different to start proving that I don't see everybody as just a number kind of thing.
281-522-6336. If you have anything to say about this matter, this subject that we're talking about, the Adam Schefter thing, remember I tell you there's a fence here. There's not a right or wrong, but then there's, okay, this view and that view. That's Aaron's view, you see. And me, I'm on the other side. You know, I felt like it was red. To me, I was like, man, that was right. Don't get me wrong. He had a lot to say, and obviously, just because you read something at someone's funeral doesn't mean that you didn't care. So I don't want to go that route with it. Obviously, if you read someone at someone's wedding for the best man, you do it. Didn't mean you didn't care. It means that you wanted to hit all your points. I get that, but I just think, and again, there's no right or wrong here. It's just opinions, right? To me, it was like, man, if he didn't get the backlash, would he have really gone to these extremities to make it like this? What is it about? Like, what was it about? To me, it was also, not that his podcast needs any listens because he can get all the listens he needs. But at the same time, it was still like a weird sell to me. It's just a weird situation. when it's all said and done, no matter what opinion or side of the fence that you stand on as far as opinion, one thing that can be said is that he take himself out of the context of what, like how Aaron said, a person that's built a certain way, like a robot, like him, Woj, they're built like I gotta go. This, and now he has competition. The more and more years, now you're seeing more Woj types, and you're seeing more Schefter types, and he's having to fight people to break the news. Now it's a competitive thing to, man. Now other people got plugs too, and they got sources. So I get it. It's gonna be hard for him to step out of that circle though, and it's gonna be like that, man. Where do I go? I think it's gonna be a learning process. But again, that's why I say. It's two sides of the thing. It could be viewed either which way. That's why I say it's no right or wrong here. But I ask you guys, what do you think, God Squad? Did you accept it? Not that you need to accept it, because it ain't to us that he disrespected. But was it heartfelt or was it not? That's up to you guys to make that judgment. And we're gonna keep going. What up, Skinny Money? Oh, he's out. All right, later, Skinny Money. Got to get back to work. Appreciate you checking us out. Dr. Dre in the house. The champ is here. What up, champ? What's happening? The current standing the only Hall of Fame inductee into the gauntlet of trivia, we're gonna call it here. I gotta get something more clever than that, but something. You're the only one here. We need something. I know you had hair at one time. Maybe the last piece of hair off that bald head that you had. You probably got it in a bag somewhere. We need it. We need to hang it right here. Dr. Dre, Hall of Fame. Let's get to a few things we have here. Let's get to some of these videos. All right. We always see the male streaker, right? Like a field rusher, a.k.a. whatever you want to call it. But usually it's a man. What do you feel about a woman rushing a field? Let's see this video here. Boom.
Bam!
All right, so where do we even start with this? First off, if you're going to go topless, you need to go all the way topless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine this person didn't just say, I'm going to go in my bra. This person had to say, I'm going topless. This ain't no damn topless. If you're going to go out there, you need to go out there and go out in flames. Number one. Number two, what do you do if you're that guard right there? You're probably on a hourly rate. You're just top flight security of the world. This is your third job. And she's running right there. And you have to make a move. What do you do, Aaron? Do you take the full form tackle?
I mean, this is because this is the thing.
They're saying play it again while you say this.
All right, I'll play it again. I'm going to mute it real quick, though, because you don't need to hear the screaming. I will say this. We never, ever, ever have any sympathy for a guy that gets laid out like that.
Never.
On a baseball diamond, on a football field, on a soccer pitch, wherever you try doing that as a man and you get laid out like that, nobody ever has any sympathy. Now, there's a difference, and I'm not going to be the one to say men and women are the exact same. They're not. There's a difference between both of us for a reason. However, usually it's guys doing this because guys are the only ones dumb enough to do this. Yeah. Oh, man, I can run the 100 yards before they can catch me. And you've seen it happen before. There's guys who will do it. They have it planned. That you can tell. They've been training. They've been doing the 100-yard dash out at the neighborhood park, just getting ready. And all of a sudden, they'll jump over the fence. They are gone, and they're over the other fence before security can even get to them. And then they're gone, and everybody goes, oh, where'd it go?
They just
get away from it.
They one-touch that wall and get over it. You're like, damn.
You've been practicing. You've been practicing that jump. She decided, hey, I want to do this. This looks like fun. Guys do it all the time. Maybe not the best idea. I don't feel as... now, I will say, that security guard was looking forward to that.
He saw
that security guard saw it and saw her get away and was like, oh, this is my chance. Ready?
Boom!
And look at him. He's a small, probably skinny little kid. Not little, but... That's not a big guy. Usually security, you're going to have some bigger guys, some former football players, some former bodybuilders, stuff like that. You remember the big guy who was dancing at the Astros game all those years ago, dropping into a split. That dude was easily 250 plus. That was a big dude.
Does this make it better right here? All right, she's coming at me. I'm security guard. This is according to 315 Qs. Security guard. And I just go for the sweep leg. Whew. that kind of looks bad itself, right?
That looks worse than I think than the
Look at me
than
right
the Rhino
now.
spear.
Right now, our squad, she's coming at me. I'm working right there. I'm like, then I just go, whoo, and she just face plants. Bah. Does that even look worse? Do I get maybe an assault for that?
I mean, and this is the problem, is that she tried to get away. Like, if you're gonna do it, you've seen people who streak, who the second they start getting surrounded, they understand that the jig is up, and they're like, "Yep, I got caught. Couldn't get away." She did not. She decided, "Oh, this dude's got his hand on me. Let me shake him off, and I can out juke somebody." No, you cannot. This is gonna sound bad, but lady, you're clearly not that athletic, and that's not
anymore.
But even the way watching her move, she doesn't have the agility. She doesn't have the fast quickness of like a basketball player.
She's running flat foot. She's just pop, pop, pop.
She's not like that's not good. You know you're gonna get reamed. You had 3 people around you. Just stop and put your hands up and go, all right, you got me. I did it. It was fun. Instead, you ended up eating the turf.
Simon says at a game at a sports event, it's a free game. To your point. Yeah, if you want to get on there, because you're like Aaron, what Aaron said is exactly true. When do you ever feel sorry for the male field invader?
Well, and this is another thing that we got to think about. I mean, streakers, general public getting close to people out of nowhere, it all changed when Dimebag Darrell got stabbed to death. You know, he was on stage, a dude jumped up, and everybody thought it was going to be kind of, and then all of a sudden he pulls out a knife and kills him.
It was crazy.
And you can't let anybody near you like that anymore. It's just, there's something about it. Like I was at the what was the golf or the soccer tournament they had at NRG, that international. Was it CONCACAF? All those years
That's
ago?
exactly what it was.
Was it 5-6 years ago? And they had and Messi and Argentina were in the final. And I was working. I worked that whole tournament. I did the radio broadcast for all that tournament, for all the different countries and everything like that. It was my job to make sure that they were all connected. And I'm sitting there in a booth by myself watching, and then 2 guys ran on the field, and both of them ran up to Messi and hugged him. And you could see he was kind of leery at first, and then dude walked up and hugged him and lifted up his jersey and was like, "Dude, will you sign it real quick?" And the guy didn't try to run away from security. He sat there, he shook his hand, and then he just sat there and waited for security and got taken off.
Yeah, and some of them now, these players,
and they took away that jersey too, because I saw the security guards that took him off after, because I was cleaning up. I had to go down to the field and get some microphones, and I saw one of the security guards who you could see was the one who took him off. I was like, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, he got his jersey signed, and now it's just sitting in a freaking lost and found box. He's not allowed to get it back now."
Man, that's rough. If you think
and
about,
he went to jail.
You could think back to Monica Seles though in tennis when she was stabbed. You know, she was also stabbed. It's a scary proposition when someone's running on the field like this. And you've seen as of late, NFL players will take it upon themselves to go and pick up somebody and just tackle them and just hold them down.
Throw the shoulder or something like that.
Boom, just hold them down. And it's like, man, all right, you're looking for trouble though. What if they cut you on along the way? I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm anti-field running. I think when you're there, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, you're like, I've had it happen whenever I got money on the line, and it's like a crucial point right before halftime. I'm like, bro, what is it? It happened at the Rockets game the other day. Someone just did it. Someone ran on the court. I don't know what the hell they were dressed in. I think they were naked though, right? It might have been a trench coat or something naked.
I think he had like a Speedo or something on. But yeah, streaking is, I get it. If you're young and you're athletic enough and you think you can either A, get away with it, or B, you have the money to pay for the jail time, the fine, and all that stuff, and potentially be banned from that venue, because guess what? A lot of these venues will ban you for, if not for lifetime, they will ban you for several years if you do that. If you violate the fact that if you end up on the floor, on the field, wherever.
Oh, you're banned.
You can get banned for a very, very long time.
Yeah, for sure. And you're about to get banned if you don't win these marbles. Marble races.
I'm not banning anybody.
Are up
You're
right now.
people.
281-522-6336. If you want to get in on the other side of the show, anything we've talked about, if you want to get in on the trivia, if you just want to shoot the you-know-what, that's what we're here for. It's Odd Takes. Good luck to everyone in these races. We'll be right back.
All right, Odd Squad. Like Jerry promised, the winner of this race gets a ticket to the Astros game. Let's see. Let me pick this. Where's my marbles button? There's my marbles button. All right. Random. Hard landing. That works. All right. Exclamation point play in the chat. Get you a marble. I'm going to start this in 60 seconds. 60 seconds to get your marble in there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm just going to start calling y'all out by name. Cuse Orange, Aggie Milkman, Alan Denson, Simons, Chris Reyes, Commander Root, Dark Hayabusa, Dre, Elysian, J Cross, Efecito, JG, Joel Hernandez, Caxips. That's new. Never seen you before, Caxips. La Kaylee, Louisiana Kaylee. Thanks for you guys, for all the new guys checking us out. New guys, girls, whatever. Pelly Rat, Last Caliber, Potch Gaming, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Lamont, your ass too. Snow Black. Sofika. Smoking Gooder. I don't know how to say that. So smoking. Anyways, Texans, Kyle King, Tushan, Tumbling Dice, Alex Villanueva, you, Virginia Buttonweed, you suck too. All you guys better get your marble in there. We're about to start. Let's see how many marbles we got in here. We've got 17. I just called out more than 17 of y'all. And there's not 17. There's more than 17 of y'all in here. Exclamation point play, and I'm gonna hit this start button. All right, here we go. All right. Everybody else is just rolling around. Oh, this looks like a fun pastime. You're going to shoot off of the little runway and hopefully land and not die. Everybody's just rolling around and around and around. I need y'all to get out of this little funnel thing. Yeah, I hope you don't get motion sickness because you're about to get it right now. Oh my God, this is the longest one ever. Ah, Texans comes out with the lead. Seamont's not far behind. I think the challenge of this one is just making sure that you land it. Oh, let's see if Texans can actually make it to the landing strip or whatever it's called. Isn't the landing strip a strip club over by the airport? Form, Seamont's not far behind. Uh-oh, Texans, wow. Dre's not far back there. Wow, Texans might actually just win this. I'm not going to say wire to wire because a million of us were winning. Oh, wow, who the hell was that? Pelly Rat. Pelly Rat just flew. And Texans wins. Congratulations. You now got a ticket to the Astros game. Let's see who else is going to fly. Let's see somebody else just bounce. Ooh, there's a couple of y'all. Efecito. Bye-bye. Joel Hernandez. Bye. That sucks. All right. All right, Texan 1782, congratulations. Make sure you DM Jerry on Twitter at JerryBoSports. He'll get you hooked up. Pele Red, Joel Hernandez, and Jefecito are the only ones who did not survive that giant, well, whatever we're going to call it, that giant landing strip, landing pad, whatever. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
When your AC breaks, don't rely on...
Welcome back, Marbleheads. And there was a winner, Texans. That's the only Texans that's going to win in the next 5 years. Welcome back, and I'll see you at the Astros game. There will be a lot of beer drinking, Texans. There's going to be a lot of home runs. Hopefully we can cash a lot of tickets that day, and this is our takes. Appreciate you all hanging out. My man Lamont, I was reading on Twitter, he reached out, he said he feels Adam Schefter just failed to read the room right, which is exactly right. You know, I mean, come on now. Society right now is building us to there always has to be a right or wrong, or there always has to be this or that, or someone's either racist or not. Like, it's always the extremity or not. Like, fuck that. We're better than that. It's like we make judgment calls on what we know. Does that automatically mean Schefter's some racist or some person that does this or some criminal, some monster that should be? It's like, come on, bro. He failed to read the room. He didn't step out of his yeah, he needed this. Maybe this is a reality check. Sometimes we all need a check sometimes. Like, hey, man, check yourself, bro. These are people you're talking about. Cool. Now he knows. Let's see what happens now. If you see something again, then like Cam Newton, he keeps on going and going and going. Whatever hole he digs, that's the own hole he chooses. He chooses this route. No one goes up there and forces him to talk about that, even if he means that. There's many people that probably mean it. They don't go around talking unless they want that smoke. You know what society we're living in now. So whether it is that you feel one side of the fence or the other, they're going to turn it on you and they're going to say, hey, this is what you said and this is what you said. And it's like, no, I didn't even mean that. Well, yeah, no, this is what you said. Let's get to these videos, man. We got a few things to get to before we get out of here. Some funny stuff, man. Y'all going to love what we have here. Also, we got I went downstairs during the break and I said, man, what the hell am I wearing on camera? This jersey here is whenever you see this jersey or my other Kobe jersey, there's money in play. Look at the back of this thing. You're going to see what this thing's been through. That used to say Bryant.
Now it says int.
Int. It thing's been through hell and back. I'm telling you, it's been through some things. And here it is today on a Champions League day. I think there's going to be goals in that Real Madrid-Chelsea game. Get on the goals and get on the over quick. It starts in 20 minutes. Let's get to the first video. What do we got here? Got your car fixed? You're not trying to pay for the mechanic, though. Mechanic said, bro, I'll take the battery out this damn thing. Oh. What? How pissed are you right here? You're the mechanic. That's why, man, I'm asking for some kind of payment. Why'd he give her the keys? All of a sudden, the mechanic makes the fixes to the car. He gives her the keys for whatever reason. She jumps in and she's just like, I'm out of here. This boy said, nah, you're not leaving. Like, you're not. And he just took off the battery. Someone in the back said, just take the battery off. Not only does he take the battery, then he goes and tries to break the window. What if that window would have broken?
So I will say this, having been around people, I don't think I've done it enough. I don't think I've done, but those car windows are a lot harder than you think. A simple punch to a car window is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt that window. Trust me, it's not a good idea. Been around it, watch somebody do it, watch their hand swell up like a balloon like that. Not a good idea, first off. Second off, I want to know how the hell he stopped the car, because it looks like he unhooked the battery. But anybody who knows anything about cars knows
Once the alternator.
once it started, the battery don't do shit.
The alternator holds.
The battery just sits there, and it collects a charge. The battery is only used to start the car.
That boy pulled. Who knows
Period.
what he pulled?
I think more she stopped maybe out of fear. I mean, because also the fact that the hood's up, she can't see what the hell's going on, and knew if she probably run somebody over, then all of a sudden you're looking at an actual wrap. But yeah, don't. First off, don't be the dickhead who tries to get somebody to fix something and not pay them for it, ever. Whether we saw it what was it, like a month and a half ago? The dude who built a fence for a guy.
Oh yeah.
And the guy tried to stiff him, so he's like, fuck it, I built the fence, I'll tear it right back down. And went and got his sledgehammer and just ripped that fence apart.
That's what this guy said. He was willing to risk it all.
He's like, guess what? I'll drive this damn truck, I'll drive this car off a bridge before I give it back to you if you ain't gonna pay me.
And I'll break a window.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think, God Squad. Let's get to this next video here. That boy was pissed. This cater to your man? How about catering to your woman? What do you do if your man, your boy, you go to a wedding, he's like, hey, I need y'all to come to my wedding. You're like, yeah, that's cool, man. I'm going to be there. It's going to be a swell of a time. Y'all show up. Everybody's turned the hell up. And then they come out like this. Your boy comes out like this.
I hope Lamont's still in the chat. This is gonna, if he didn't see this yet, I'll go.
They turned into a whole nother meaning of nothing but the dog and me. I mean, I don't know about this. She caught the dog. Whose man is this?
Never seen a kitty on a leash. Why I gotta be this way for me? Must be the beast. All I wanna do is run the streets like my OG. Shout out us in double OP. Indeed, I'm a different pedigree. Got a pretty nice bite, but the roof kinda mean. Got a little bit of hindsight, I'm older than you think. Living life on all fours and we running to be free.
Do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. What the hell's going on here, Aaron? What do you do if you go to your boy's wedding and then they come out and they're like, in the bride and the groom? You know how somebody usually announces them and everyone stands up like this and they make their big grand entrance, you know, and then and then usually everyone else that's in the wedding, bridesmaids, groomsmen, they all walk in and they do like a dance and they come down. Whatever happens if this comes out? Like, what if you're supposed to come up next? You're like, man, I'm not even like, I don't even know this guy that well.
So if I'm at that wedding, and keep in mind, I'm a white dude, but any of my guy friends goes, hey, yeah, if you're at the wedding, and then this happens, I literally am either taking that leash from her hand and dragging him by his neck outside like an actual dog, and then gonna treat him like a dog, drag him outside, shove his face in the ground, and go, okay, you want to be treated like a dog? I'll treat you like a fucking canine. You little shithead. Fuck this. You're gonna grow some balls. You're gonna learn some self-respect
in front of some kids.
now.
This boy did
Either
this in
that,
front of family.
or I'm literally throwing my beer in there and going, oh, fuck no, and walking out and making a scene because screw that. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
UT Brown, what is it? Broward says, what in the Southern fried cacosity is
I mean...
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, man, what do you do? Because you see everyone
now.
Like, you see a few people get up and they're like,
I'll point
this
out.
Yeah,
I'll point this out. This is a predominantly African American crowd in this wedding. But there's the one white bridesmaid back here who's awkward as shit. Of like, do I clap? It's a black guy
roll
on a
the
leash.
tape. Roll the tape back now that we know where the Caucasian is.
It's a black guy on a leash. Should I be
roll
clapping
the tape.
about this?
I need to see what she's doing throughout this thing.
So All right, let's fast forward a little bit. I mean, you've got his aunt there in like leggings and a shirt and some boots.
Like, look
Like,
at the
just like-
bystanders. Everyone's just
Like, who dressed like that for a wedding?
His aunt sitting there like,
Who dressed
yeah.
like that for the wedding? There's
Get him.
there's that white girl who's doing okay. This one's kind of hiding behind the other bridesmaid. Is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to.
You know,
she
this
told me to
wasn't a
videotape it.
surprise. She probably told her girls like, watch, we're coming out doing this. They're like, no, they're not. Like, this wasn't just I don't think a straight surprise. Someone else knew they were about to do this. Look at this boy.
I mean,
Bro, you're a grown ass man.
he's not a grown ass man. Also, he looks like he's about 18 years old.
You're on your way to being a grown ass man.
He probably got. I will. You know what? You wanna get people mad? You want me to get people pissed off? He's 18 years old. She's 30. He got her knocked up. Why do you think they're getting married in an old in the what you call it? The town hall, like the little.
the Knights of Columbus.
Not even.
Them
Not
boys
even.
are
I'm
hitting the
talking.
Knights of
I'm talking.
Columbus?
That's where they do city hall meetings, and it's literally just 5 people sitting around going, "All right, do we need a second stop sign? No. Okay, meeting adjourned." That's it. Like,
It's income
Get the
tax
hell
season.
outta here like
this
this.
picture right here smells of income tax season.
God,
Let's get to the
right?
next one. Let's get to the
you
next
cannot.
one.
No.
All right, check this out. You ever had that job where you leave and then they're like, well, we can't give you your last check until you turn in the uniform. You're like, that nasty ass apron? Like, you're that nasty ass apron. You really want that back before I could get my last check? Well, I'll be up there in a week because I don't even know where it's at. I already ripped it. You know, you already ripped it. You ripped it. You did the cam whenever you got fired or when you left. You just, man, screw Outback Steakhouse. When you get that call, they're like, yeah, we're gonna need that apron back, or we're gonna take it out of that last check. You're like, whoa. Well, what happens if they give you your last check like this?
And says he woke up to a pile of pennies in his driveway. Not just a few, but tens of thousands of them.
Yeah, the pile amounts to about $900. As Fox 5's Janice Yu reports
You're waiting for
tonight,
your 900?
the amount he was expecting from his former employer.
Imagine coming out to your driveway and finding a large pile of pennies. Not just pennies, but pennies covered in some kind of an oil or grease. Andreas Flatten says that's what he found here on his driveway. And he says he doesn't understand why his former boss would go through the trouble to do something like this. This is not the contents of a years-old piggy bank that has been dumped out.
This is my final paycheck, $915 in pennies.
It's the amount Andreas Flatten was owed after leaving his job at a local auto repair shop called A.O.K. Walker Auto Works
Boy,
back
needed
in
that last
November
check.
of last year.
It sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's definitely, I wouldn't wish this upon anybody.
He says after months of waiting for a paycheck and even contacting the Department of Labor, he got what he wanted, just not the way he imagined. His paycheck in the form of over 90,000 pennies covered in some kind of grease or oil.
If I've done my math correctly, 91,515 pennies should come out to be they're about 2.5 grams each. So it's
This
about
boy.
504 pounds.
He now
Goodness.
sit in a wheelbarrow inside his garage in his Fayetteville home, the weight too heavy for its wheels. Flatten says his new routine
Who's gonna pay
is
for
to
that
now
tire?
sit here at night and clean them off one by one.
I think that's going to be a lot of work for money I've already worked for. It's going to be hours upon hours of just trying to clean this money up just so it's even able to be spent. It's definitely not fair at all.
I did talk to the owner of the auto
Listen what the
repair
owner
shop,
said.
and he tells me he paid Flatten in U.S. currency, and he doesn't want anything to do with this story. In Fayetteville, Janice Yu, Fox 5 News.
There you
That
have
just-
it.
That just rings Arkansas right there. Good God.
You get your last
My
check and they're like, yeah,
God.
I'm going to pay you, dog. In pennies, in oily pennies for whatever reason. They were oily at that.
Now I've got.
And,
See,
and then they just dump them on your driveway. Like, you just come outside, you're just like, what the
Chris Reyes says that explains why we're on a coin shortage. Yeah, that's part of it. I mean,
Take it to Kroger's. You be up in Coinstar all day. Coinstar all of a sudden just hit your phone. You at the Coinstar so long, all of a sudden your phone just rings. You're like, who the hell is this? It's
Fuck
Coinstar.
that.
Like, hey,
okay,
are you the one at that Kroger's? Yeah, that's me. Let us breathe. Damn it.
I know we're a 24-hour Kroger, but you can't be here for 38 hours straight.
You're just sitting there eating. You're just going to the deli. You just know the employees by the time you're done.
I mean, and I've got 2 options for him to fix it. if you don't need that job, like if that last, like you were waiting on that last paycheck, I get it. You would like that money.
You need that
But if you
money.
don't need that money to eat, keep it in the wheelbarrow, and every Christmas, grab you a handful, put it in your pocket. That way, when you walk past the Salvation Army little lady with the bell, you go, "Oh, I got something for you," and you throw a handful of pennies in there, and that's your tax write-off for the year.
Are you anti-penny or anti-coin guy? Or are you I don't carry coin at all guy?
No, I carry some. I think I got some.
Are
in my
you?
pocket.
Do you?
No, they're in my car now.
Do you discriminate against the penny?
No.
I got like a friend,
Coin's a
man.
coin.
I got a
Okay.
friend that like no matter where you are, and whenever they give him change, any pennies, he just throws them to the ground and he puts the rest in his pocket.
I
Is
will.
that weird?
I would. That is fucking weird. No.
I always look at him like, no matter
I'm
what.
too cheap for that life. I am anti-gold Sacagawea dollar. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, and that came out. That was conceptualized and made during my life, and even as a kid when I got them, because I used to get them in my Easter eggs, and I'd be like, "What is this?" And they go, "Oh, you can turn it into a real dollar." I was like, "That's the point. You just said I can turn it into a real dollar." Vending machines don't take these stupid things. You just gave me basically an IOU coupon for $1. Screw that. I
Appreciate
hate
it.
those.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. You gave me a chore. Now, I will say another way to get the oil off those pennies, say anybody does this to you, buy one of those plastic drums and buy one of those buckets from Home Depot, and then fill the drum up with water and about a gallon of Simple Green. Put some holes in the bottom of the Home Depot bucket just long enough to
Have
let
you
them.
done this?
No, I'm just an engineer. I think about this stuff. And I used to clean guns for a living. So
going on?
you fill up your 5-gallon Home Depot bucket full of pennies, drop it in the solution, and then lift it up, and it'll let all the water drain out, and then you got clean pennies. You're good.
There
You don't have to
go.
wash them one by one like a freaking stooge.
There you go. You have it.
Think smarter, not harder.
AKA, you can also wash a crawfish somewhat like that. You can,
That's how we do.
it sounded like a crawfish.
That's kind of.
All right, check out this in this NCAA game, baseball game. All hell breaks loose. Just check out the chain of events that goes down.
Tuesday for a midweek game, and then on to Houston.
High fly ball hit well to left field. Back at the wall, and that one is gone. And Sundin is
Routine home run. The sound of a metal bat.
and for the second
Magic.
game in a row, the Knights have a 5-0
Aluminum.
first.
Yeah, Sundin
Nice,
again
right?
is a great hitter.
Cool.
Not on there. Very similar
Uh-oh.
to the old George Brett
Something
Pine Tar
sticky.
incident against the Yankees.
Sticky business.
They'll
Now,
measure
they're not looking at a sticker.
Yeah.
They're looking at the measurement of the bat here.
They're like, hold on. You talking about the length of the bat?
Curious to see what this decision is. Oh, they call him out.
Out. Call that boy back. All hell breaks loose.
And here comes, continues to plead his case.
Well, you can tell. I mean, it does have.
Any crazier. Oh, Lovelady is going after Darren Schoenrock, I think. He is screaming into the Tiger dugout and going
Go.
after Darren.
He's trying to fight.
And the fans now are into it. They might have to toss Lovelady here.
Toss him.
Well, I'm sure Coach Lovelady.
He's gone.
With a name like Love Lady?
He is. Oh, he's had to be. Lovelady's got to be held back from going into the Tiger dugout.
Love Lady, get back.
They're telling the other manager, "Hey, come get your boy."
You see
Come
him?
get
Look,
your
look,
boy.
look, look, look. And then somebody else came at. Look, he pushed him.
He's now thrown out.
Had to push him. Like, where you coming? Trying to insinuate some shit.
Coach, and now we've got shoving.
Instigate, insinuate, instigate.
Tanner Booth and a couple of UCF players, and this thing could get out of control.
That other ump was like, nah, bro. You stand back.
Who was just about
See
to get
this?
into it.
So I'm glad it didn't devolve into the bench, like a full bench clearing, because that's the biggest waste of time ever, and that wastes so much friggin'. Like, I know there, people who are working that broadcast were like, come on. Unless somebody's gonna actually throw a punch, can we get back to baseball? It's college baseball, guys. It's college baseball at the beginning of the season. Who cares? And now I will point out, anybody wondering, yes, you cannot have your pine tar that high up on the bat. That's what they were measuring, is how high on the bat the pine tar was going. You can put it down towards the handle, but if you go so high, it won't let you. Now, a college coach, a college manager, getting thrown out because he was jawing at the college pitcher, and then the pitcher, after the coach gets tossed, going ha ha ha, talking shit and getting tossed again. That's what you get. If you got the other guy tossed, let it go. Let it go. Don't sit there and just make fun of him. Like, what are you?
And then it just the Simpsons, just a there it is.
Like, don't like. Hey, he got tossed. You get to stay in the game and you get to pitch again. They just wipe all those runs off your record. Cool. Get back out there and throw. Instead, you decide to go run your freaking mouth like a dumbass, and you got tossed too.
That's exactly what happened here. All over Pine Tar on the height of the bat. They were looking at everything. The guy's already in the dugout, and then they caught him out. We got one more video here.
We got one more, and then wow, we're already at 2:00. Shit.
Yeah, let's get to this last video here. Wayne Ellington is gonna risk it all against Campazzo for this foul to the back. Do you think that this is warranted? Right after the game, this was yesterday, or actually at the last day of basketball. Look, boom, hits him in the back. Bam. Wayne Ellington has gone to social media, and he tagged him. He tagged that boy and said, hey, when I see you, it's on. That's it. Is he exaggerating a little bit here? Was that really that bad to fight, to want to fight?
I mean, that was a unnecessary foul. I mean, what were they playing for anyways?
Exactly.
Like what?
That's probably what he's wondering. Like, man, wasn't that serious? Why'd you hit me like that?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You wanna prove, especially at the end of the season, you're a heart guy, you're a try-hard guy. You want to make sure that you're at least on the Summer League roster the following year. Fine, but just a blatant elbow to the back and just shoving him down. Like, come on, man, what are we doing here? I don't think either one of the. So I know the Lakers didn't. They didn't make both those are non-playoff teams, right?
It did nothing in this game should have mattered.
Not one bit of this game mattered, and yet you just went and did. Nope, dumb.
Seedings
dumb,
were
dumb. Let it go.
Pretty much the seedings were done for a lot of people in that last day. You knew what teams ended up having to win, and most of them did for all you gamblers. That's where we're going to end the show. Remember, I got to get out of here a little early. We're gonna
the Nuggets didn't make the playoffs. That's why I couldn't tell.
But the seedings
jersey
were
on.
already
Yeah.
done. Is what I mean. The seedings were already made.
Yeah.
So, in other words, we got to get out of here, and there will be no late marble race. Hey, Crystal, thanks for checking us out a little late, I know, but go back and watch us. You got to check out that wedding video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Once again, this is Odd Takes. We thank you so much for checking us out. We appreciate it. Please show up again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Get that bet in on that over in that Chelsea game. It's about to start now. And please, please, please take care of yourself. That's Aaron Raybould. I'm Jerry Bow. We love y'all. Peace.